Hey guys, have the 300X here with me right now, and I know a lot of you guys want to know some settings that I have for this, so I thought it'd be appropriate to make a video so everybody can get these, and I'm going to teach you step by step how to put every setting into the radio of what I use. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is click the scroll wheel and turn on the radio. And keep the whole scroll bar held down. We're going to scroll to Model Select. I'm going to open up Model 27. You can open any one that you please. That's a brand new model or clear one. To clear a model, I'll go through that really quick just so you can understand how to do that. You would go to model reset right there, and then if this was a airplane, helicopter, you just hit reset just like this. Model data will be reset, yes, and then you'd have a brand new fresh setup. Well, the first thing, since we are using a helicopter, we're going to go to model type first, switch that to helicopter. Data will be reset, yes. Next thing that we're going to do is make the model name. If you want to use the same one as I'm going to use, it's capital B, lowercase l, A, D, blade, and then space, 300X. Sorry if this is taking a bit. There we go. Like I'm saying, I'm doing exactly how I would set this up step by step so you can understand this. Once you're done, you can hit scroll over to the back and you're good. Swatch type, one servo setup. Switch select, don't mess with that. Flight mode, you want flight mode to be flight mode, which is your idle up switch, and then your hold to be inhibit, or your hold word is where it's inhibit. You want to switch that to hold right there, and then go back to list. Trim select. Since we're using a flybarless unit, if you do hit the trim, any of the trims or the helicopter's abnormally drifting, there is an issue that you're encountering on board, so you might want to figure out if it's vibration. But all flybarless units, with any trim, any small amounts of movement, it's just like your tail. It's going to continue moving and tilting. So you want to make sure that all of these are put to 0. The ones that I'm doing right now. You can keep your throttle just in case some reason it starts spooling up slowly. You can just trim down, so that's a good thing, an okay thing to put at 5. Go back to list, don't have to mess with that. Telemetry, no. Frame rate, I'm going to you can do whatever you want here, but I'm going to switch this to 11 milliseconds, and DSMX obviously because it's a 300X. Trainer, system settings, just what I've got right there. No SD card in my radio, I don't need that. Now we're going to go back to main. That's going to load that up. And now we've got, it says our name and all, it's our name of our helicopter and stuff already. And so I'm going to let's start with the first part of the setup. Let's go to servo setup. On my travel, you're going to see everything. Throttle is going to be 100%. Aileron, now this is going to be a setting that we're going to change in the Beast X, so make sure to watch the next segment of this video to realize why I'm changing the elevator and aileron to 107%. or else it won't act properly on your helicopter. So these are going to be changed to 107. The rudder's 100, gyro 100, and pitch 100, and the rest of these are 100. So the only ones are elevator and aileron. Next, we're going to go to subtrim. There are no subtrims, just so you can see. So next one you would skip to is reverse. The throttle is normal. The aileron is normal. The elevator is going to be reversed. The rudder is going to be reversed. The gyro, which, let's see, or gear, is going to be normal, and pitch is going to be reversed. So now that you have that all set up, now go to speed. All these should be normal. Now you can go back to list. Next is going to be the DR Expo. What I'm going to recommend you doing is what I do on my radio is I combine all of these on one switch. So first I'm going to show you what I'm doing. You're going to switch elevator. This is personal preference. Now this is on what switch you want this to be, to make it so that your sticks are more sensitive or less sensitive. I use this switch right here, which is the elevator switch, elevator dual rate switch. There's the aileron dual rate switch and the rudder dual rate switch right here. And if it's totally personal preference, but I use the elevator dual rate switch, so I'm going to set it up on that. If you want to follow my exact settings, you can do so. Or you could put them on a different channel. But on this one, I use the elevator switch. So I'm going to change from this aileron. We're going to combine the aileron, elevator, and rudder all into one switch. So we're going to go switch, change the aileron to the elevator switch. And now that makes it so this is going to control all of the both the elevator and the aileron, and the rudder is going to be controlled by that switch too. So that we don't have to switch all three of them to get it to be slow, or to be slower or faster. So then the next thing is to program this part, and what I'm going to do is for position 1 or position 0, it's going to be 100, and then with 5%. And remember, this is for the carbon blade. If you're going to be looking at these settings, I would highly recommend putting carbon blades on it, because that's what this is going to be set up for. But that's mostly for the throttle that this concerns. Other than that, I'll explain when we get there. Then simply by flicking the switch, 1 down, now that's going to go to position 1, and that's going to be 90. And then Expo is going to be 10. Elevator, it's going to be 10. And rudder, that's also going to be 10. Next is the is position 2. It's going to be 80 and 15. And if you flick through it, the aileron is complete. I actually went through the other ones with the middle switch. So pretty much just go, these are all the exact same thing for both of them I have. So elevator is going to be 5. Flick it down 1, and that's going to give you your next one, which is and elevator is going to be on the elevator switch, because that's going to be where it's combined on which switch. The position 1 is going to be 110, 90 and 10. Sorry about that. So 105, 90 and 10, and then 80 and 15. Next is going to be the rudder. Switch this to the elevator channel. I'm doing this free script, so there's no really things that I'm reading off or editing, so bear with me. It's going to be 105, same exact as the other ones. Oops, sorry about that. This one's supposed to be 100, and then this one's supposed to be 5. Flick it down. That's going to give us the position 1. And this should be 90 and 10. Clicking down again. And then that's going to give us, and then we're going to bring this to 15 and 90. So if we look at all these, if we start with the switch up, the aileron position 0, position 1, position 2. Then if I switch to elevator, you see that. Position 0, position 1, position 2. And then rudder, position 0, position 1, position 2. And that should be 80. Sorry about that. And that's exactly how it's supposed to look. Now we're going to go, throttle cut should be inhibited. The throttle curve, pretty easy. This one's going to be 50% for the second one for 25. This one right here is going to be 60 for the next one. And then 60, so basically 60 flat. So it kind of acts like an idle up, so if you're not a 3D, you're not going to be doing any flipping or anything, you can use normal mode and it's going to act just like an idle up for you. The expo, and put that to act, so that makes a nice nice curve. Next to position 1, if you're going to be doing this, your 2 should not be any higher than 70, so you'd want to make your both of these, you'd want to make 165 flat and then 175 flat. But since we're using carbons, our idle up 1, like I'm saying, that's if the woods don't track as well, they can't handle the speed, and it puts a little bit more stress in the whole helicopter. So having the carbons anywhere up to this step on the throttle, you're going to need the carbons. But if you don't use the carbons, then just ignore the throttle and just use a 65 flat curve for 1, which would be 65 for all these, and then 75 for idle 2, which is this one. So this one, I'm going to change to 70, because we're using carbon blades. And then idle 2 is going to be a flat 100%. Alright, and then hold is just 0. Go back to list. Swatch plate, that's inhibit. Gyro, we're going to go to rate. And what I did is I want to make this the gyro, switch it until it goes to gyro. And then the rate, we want this channel's gear, and then we want the switch to just be on. So that's just 1 gyro percentage. We're going to make that percentage here That's going to be 54%. And it should be channels, gear, and switches on. Go to list. And then we're going to set up our, don't ignore governor. Then we're going to set up our pitch curve. Our normal is going to be 40, so that when if you're landing, you don't and you give full negative, it doesn't hurt the helicopter and plow it into the ground. 40, 45, 50, 75, 100, and no expo. Next ones are just going to be a flat 0 through 100 straight curves, including the hold. Only one that we're going to mess with is the normal. Go to the tail curve. Nothing's going to be changed on there. The mixing, nothing changed here. Range test, nothing. Timer, I recommend not running a huge amount of time. I only recommend doing 3 minutes and 30 seconds. It gives you quicker charge times and it makes your batteries last a lot longer too. I'm going to make the time 3:30, make it tone and vibe so I can feel it and hear it. Start throttle one time, 25%. And then this right here tells us how long we've been using the model and stuff that we have selected. Then we can go to list, monitor, that just shows us what's going on in the monitor, and go to main. And next you will just have to bind your helicopter, which we'll do in step 2 of the video, or in the next video. So go to part 2 and I'll show you how to do some cool upgrades and stuff to your helicopter to make it fly a little bit better. And thanks for watching this radio setup presentation, and I hope you guys enjoyed this a lot and thought that this was helpful. And subscribe and keep looking at my other videos. And just to give you a little idea, just before we go, this is the switch right here that your rates are going to be set up. So if you have it all the way pushed all the way forward, which is forward like that, all the way to the top, and at 0, that's going to be really nice and responsive. And in 2 is going to be nice and smooth and controlled and a lot slower. So that's your preference on where to go. This switch right here in this corner, which is the F mode switch, that's going to change your idle ups. And then the switch all the way back here is going to be your throttle hold, which kills your throttle and shuts your motor down. And that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and have fun with your 300Xs, guys.